Coming back to my CryptoQ Media channel, I just wanted to drop a quick hello to everyone. Is the settlement delivery date still in the near future? I have some interesting news to offer regarding a topic we've been discussing for what feels like forever, a significant donation to John Deaton and your holdings of XRP. This can become positive in no time at all. However, RP normally, Brad Garland isn't shy about expressing his thoughts on the trade. It appears that Biden is no longer involved. Also, in November, think about the chance that Gary Gensler could step down after Biden's ouster. Is it feasible that Gary Gensler may step down before the US elections, which are scheduled for the 5th? If that's the case, that's fantastic, but ultimately, Brad Garland, the CEO of Ripple, wants regulation and clarity, and House will publicly state that. This stance has been consistent throughout. And lastly, it is important to remember that the CEO cannot make direct comments about the settlement of the SEC versus Ripple dispute, although he has been quoted as saying that a resolution will be coming soon. It is well documented that he questioned those subjects during an interview with Bloomberg. Things are currently going downward, and it's like this new token trade, you can say anything in the respite sphere or nothing at all. Thus, I maintain my belief that we are indeed close to a settlement, while we are not yet certain. Considering the many scenarios surrounding Judge Annalisa Torres makes the truth become clear, which is intriguing. It is ultimately up to her to decide whether or not to close this case. An agreement to settle must have the approval of both parties. This leads her to effectively say that we are finished. Okay, so let me just take you on a little time machine ride. A statement or answer from Annalisa Torres on her nomination to the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. And I'd like to return to the second question she was asked: what assurances can you give that people who come before your courts would be treated fairly, regardless of their political affiliation, socioeconomic background, or side of the case? Given everything that has happened, I am rather intrigued by our response. When I was a state judge in New York for 13 years, I presided over cases regardless of the plaintiff's or defendant's socioeconomic status, political affiliation, or any other factor. If confirmed, I would maintain the same standards of impartiality and fairness. Putting your identification aside, her statements are always consistent and fair. Before making a choice, I will carefully review all of the available evidence. As we go on with the case, it is essential to remember that Gary Gensler resigned. Also, there's someone with a really biased opinion on the subject. Taking into account the prevailing political climate. Keeping that in mind is crucial, in my opinion. John Deaton is challenging Elizabeth Warren for the U.S. Senate, and there has been a sea change in thinking among crypto advocates. Will you be able to handle this? Ripple has donated $1 million to Republican Senate candidate John Deaton, who is challenging Elizabeth Warren. This is a very interesting situation. A contender in the Massachusetts Republican Party's Senate primary received $1 million from Ripple, a blockchain-based digital payments network, and John Deaton, a well-known attorney and crypto supporter, was one of the recipients. This is a huge issue, all right. Elon Musk also gave, and the individual who, as far as we can tell, used Ripple to secure their guy in the house while splitting their currency also donated. This is really interesting to me. Because of that, the price of XRP has recently seen a small increase. Those Ethereum and ETF news pulled us down to a certain extent at this current level of consolidation. Be on the lookout, though, because I think a great change is on the horizon. On the other hand, I think an XRP settlement is just around the corner. In the event that it does not reach me by this coming Friday, I will take a risk the following week, on Wednesday, the 31st, that is, 1 week from tomorrow, to determine whether this compensation arrives. Even this week, I'd be surprised if we didn't see it. It is now possible to discover when their ETFs will be available. Please share your opinions in this thread so that I can respond. From my vantage point, this is bullish. I am really looking forward to that. A rippling settlement for Ethereum, John Dietz being elected to the Senate, and Donald Trump being president. That's my perfect world. What could possibly go wrong with this soon-to-be bull market? 234 XRP may be purchased for 85,000. Bitcoin appears to be drawing nearer every day. If you're new to my channel and have just subscribed, I appreciate it. Until then, take care.